uncertain who is favored between BioWice and Riser, but here we go. We're diving into our next series and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have the Chinese Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing CranKy Z Gaming. It is JieShi. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have... oh... the South Korean Zerg player, the cheesiest Zerg player in all of South Korea, going for a 12 pool, because of course he is. It is 3-point for the Platinum Heroes. Here we go. So this is a ZVP. I saw someone in the chat was asking for, get Gibbs some Protoss. We're gonna get it, but this is not the Protoss you want. JieShi does... oh god, we're going for a hatch. We're going for a proxy hatch. 12 for alongside a proxy hatch. JieShi checks the triangular third base location before going into the main base. Makes sense, but this does mean that he's going to be a little bit late to scout that the spawning pool is done, and aggression is upon him. Here we go, probe coming down to the low ground already. We do have to wall off, and we should be able to wall off in time. There we go. The drone does not manage to throw down the hatchery, but will be able to slip in and throw down the hatchery here towards the natural, blocking that natural base. Okay, so initially, as you saw there, 3-point wanted to throw down the hatchery here to disrupt the wall, to allow good surface area on this gateway to bring it down. Instead, he had to settle for a hatch block here, which is a little bit less than ideal. JieShi did respond with a forge. So with a forge first, we have cannons on the way. Cannons are going to be helping to deal with this. Top defend. There we go. The first cannon is in production. Lings have arrived. The Zealot is going to be on hold position. Ooh, but that's some good surface area on the forge. Ay. SimCity here, less than ideal for JieShi. He does have to dance with the Lings as we get very comfortable to be surrounded. No, the surround is real. The Zealot is gonna go down. We do manage to wall off, and the cannon should finish. But the probe falls. We do get a second Zealot. The Forge taking a lot of hits, but it will survive. It will survive in the end. Behind this, 3-point hasn't been droning. He is taking an expansion, but he's still making Lings. Still just amassing Lings. This hatchery very close here to finishing. And it looks like we're gonna let it finish. Oh my god, the Adept is crazy! The Adept! No! Gets surrounded as well. Shade should save it. Alas, it will not. Big overextension there by JieShi. Hatchery does complete. We do still have one cannon, but there we go. Second cannon is on the way. That Forge very low. And 3-point is still not droning. The Lings are getting in. That is Nartosis Pylon. Oh my god, if the hatchery goes down, I think we want to use the Broodlings to kill the Pylon. We're going for it! We're going for the Zealot instead. A little bit of everything here. Not the best use of the Broodlings. The Broodlings are gonna run out of time. We're holding, we are defending. GG gets called. JieShi will hold, will survive, and we'll take game number 1. Whew, let's go. Let us go. See in chats, I haven't seen 3-point in such a long time. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Like, I haven't casted 3-point in months. I'm curious. When was the last time I casted 3-point? Let's double check. Maybe like qualifiers? Let me see. Oh god. My hand is cramping from observing this for like 12 hours straight. 3 points. Let's see. Last time we casted 3-point was ESL Open Cup Asia 198 in October. So it has been a couple of months since the last time we casted 3-point. Before that it was September. Before that it was 2022. the jump. Oh my god. There's a leap from, okay, we casted in October, September, then November of 2022. Jesus. Long time, Bobby. Long time. But love for 3-point. Always. And here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hecate. We have the Chinese Protoss player representing CranKy Z Gaming, leading the series 1-0, surviving the 12 pool. Can he survive game 2? It is JieShi. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Zerg player going for a 15-15 instead. Representing the Platinum Heroes, it is 3-point. There we go. 15 hatchery into a 15 spawning pool. This is, again, a very safe way to open up here in this matchup in ZVP. It's just a very safe way to play here. With this, we do get our hatchery on location, not forced to take the unnatural natural. And the downside here is that it is going to be a delayed gas. Delayed gases. Oh no, my apologies. It was a 15 hatchery into an extractor trick, yes, but not for a 15 spawning pool. Okay, so a different variation. So we do get the hatchery on time. With this variation, it does mean that you don't delay your gases. It means you manage to get link speed at a pretty decent time. So link speed is going to be prioritized here with that gas. And again, threepoint is able to get his natural where he wants it to be. Meanwhile, back at home, JieShi getting into a gate expand, into the cybercore, standard opener from our Protoss player. And again, JieShi should be playing a little bit more. It's weird saying that the Protoss is going to be reactive, but I do think it's very important here for JieShi to just keep an eye on what his opponent is up to when it comes to base timing, saturation, tech, gas counts as well. A player like threepoint is, again, just very chaotic and very unorthodox, and I feel like we need to keep an eye on him. Here we go. Why is he not the Protoss want to see you interrupt with a sentence? What? What did I say? I don't know what I was saying. I think I was meant to say, oh right, no, yeah. I was saying that like you were asking for a Protoss player, but this is not the PvZ you want to see, not the Protoss you want to see, the PvZ. Just because threepoint's cheesy. Just like unlikely that we're gonna be able to sink our teeth into like the mid game or the late game. I hope we do. But that's what I was getting at. As I think I was interrupted by the 12. Meanwhile, back at home, Robo Opener. I think I like this. So with a Robo-based opener, we can gain access to faster immortals. This should be a disruptor drop. This should be a Robotics Bay with a Prism as well, but I'm curious how JieShi brings this all together. Whether it is going to be a disruptor drop or something like a Soul Train. We have sentries on the way. Could we be getting into something like an Immortal Sentry based all-in? There's that Warp Prism. Another Gateway. No Robotics Bay. Uh-oh. JieShi is looking to be the aggressor himself. Meanwhile, behind this, a very early Roach Warren from our Zerg player. He's going to be joining up a little bit, taking a second Gas Geyser. Oh boy. So this is looking like a 2-base all-in. This is looking like a 2-base all-in from our Protoss. War Prism has arrived. Stalkers are on the way. As I talk about this all-in that is amassing from our Protoss player, likewise, threepoint isn't droning. He's droned up to 38, true. He's droned up to 2-base saturation somewhat, but he had a really early Roach Warren, and we see why. Lings and Roaches are on the way. So we have a 2-base Immortal-based all-in up against like a 2-base like, Roach all-in with Lings. Who do I favor? I think I favor threepoint here. I think he has more potential early on, just because we don't have the Immortal yet. The army has been revealed. From here, JieShi can transition. We have, there we go, tech on the way. Forge and a Twilight Council. Again, we are delaying the third base by so much, but I think it's a wise choice against threepoint, just because of his lack of saturation. Again, threepoint, he has a third base, but no mining. 0 mining at the third base. He's still just amassing Lings, and the Roaches are moving out. So again, threepoint is all in. He's looking to end the game. Here we go. We are going to be threatening that natural. Going to be recalling the Prism back home. Do we have a Shield Battery? Shield Battery just now on the way. Third base is denied, and threepoint is looking to bust down this one. We do have a Force Field. Oh, clutch Force Field, but it's going to be knocked down. We have another. We have another just barely in time. The Immortals are focusing down the Ravagers, and it looks like JieShi, he is barely holding on. Very clutch Force Fields. Oh my god, even juggling with these Immortals. Trading. And he does force back the Zerg. Now we drone. 3-point is all in has failed, and now he is droning as much as he can immediately. Lair is on the way. Evo Chamber as well. This is going to be a rough transition for JieShi, especially considering that we already have +1 in charge on the way from the Protoss. On the one hand, yes, the Protoss is stuck on 2 bases and this 3rd base is delayed. That is true. But I do want to favor JieShi in this position here. But as I say that, we could deny that 3rd. That's a lot of Lings. A lot of Lings are pushing forward. Do we have the Prism? We don't have the Prism, but we don't need it. Apparently. So we're able to hold on. Lings are forced back. The Miles! No! JieShi, not looking, not paying attention. The Prism goes down, full of Stalkers as well. Very nice pick off here from 3-point. Very nicely done. As he is running up hard, getting up to 62 workers, 3 base saturation. Just now working on roach speed and +1 range. Now, to be fair, even though, we're droning up hard, we're getting the 3rd base up and running, JieShi's army is still terrifying. 4 Immortals. He's got 4 Immortals. He's rebuilding the War Prism, getting into a Temple Archives for, of course, Archon production. So this can still get out of hand quite easily. This can get out of hand here, depending on who pushes into who. Roaches are going to be scouting, just poking, prodding, checking what's going on. Good force field here from JieShi. Shutting down those roaches. Does shut them down. Meanwhile, we do see that 3-point is transitioning from a 2-base all-in into a 3-base all-in. He's droning up to 63. He's getting a 4th hatchery, but I don't think he's going to drone up more than 66, which is 3-base saturation. This is very similar to game 1 of a 3-point versus Epic, if you remember. Against Epic, he cut workers, I think, at 67 and just maxed out on Roach Ravager. And it's looking like a similar story here, where there's no Bailey Nest, there's no Infestation Pits, no Hydrogen. As I say that, we are squeezing out a couple of workers, but this is still like within the parameters for a 3-base all-in. And yeah, 3-point he is maxing out. Is maxing and is pushing. Oh, JieShi moving out as well. This is a bold move from our Protoss player. I do think JieShi would have the defender's advantage, and he would be favored if he were to defend at his 3rd base. But pushing like this is a really risky maneuver. Yeah, he's backing off. Behind this, charge will open into the main base. We are buying time, forcing 3-point to turn back around. 3-point has maxed out 200 supply on Ling Roach Ravager, and JieShi, he does make it back home. I was really concerned that he was going to fight out in the open, and that would not have gone well for JieShi. Especially with surround potential. Speaking of, here comes the army of 3-point. So far, decent force fields, but we don't really trap too many units. That's going to be coming in across the map. There's our tech, Infestation Pits, and a Hydrogen on the way. 3-point is looking a little bit further on. It's working towards that next tech. Meanwhile, JieShi's commencing disruptor production. So far, only 1 robo, so you can only make 1 disruptor at a time. Ling's going to be threatening a dive. They do get in! The Nova! Oh. Nova will connect, shaves off some of those Lings. At the same time, yeah, he's going to have to respond. I'm going to have to turn back around. Disruptor goes down to the natural. Lings, they get into the mineral line. The main armies are clashing. 3-point doesn't achieve too much here, though. He's bleeding out a lot of roaches. Oh my god, so many roaches go down. Getting the +2 Zealots. At the same time, they get across the map as well. They get a surround, and they're looking for a kill on this hatchery. And I don't think we can save it. Yeah, the hatchery will go down. And now JieShi can push. Now, I appreciate the tech here going into Hydra Lurker Viper. We're trying to get there, but because of the delayed tech, because of the delayed droning, JieShi's pushing first. JieShi is pushing first before a 3-point can really get into any kind of Lurker production. We have a massive amount of Zealots warping into the main base. At the same time, the main arm pushes in. Show us the Nova! Purification Nova is here, and it will connect here with one of these roaches, with the Ravager. The Immortals are looking a little bit exposed. They do take some blasts to the face. Archon stuck behind the army as well. We're trying to break through. Let the Archons get involved. Well, as the Immortals, they're looking very exposed here, being forced back. Nova goes off. Does connect with some of these Hydras. But it looks like JieShi is being forced back. Despite that, though, 30 drones go down. The 4th base was killed earlier, still not up and running. And it looks like we have too much. GG gets caught. JieShi snowballs out of control. And we'll take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Again, we initially had a 2-base all-in from 3-point in game 1, followed by the 3-base all-in in game number 2. But alas, JieShi was able to keep up with him at every turn. Was able to shut him down as well. Again, the transition from 3-point was too little too late. The droning from 3-point was also too late as well. And with that, we do have JieShi advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. And he's going to be facing off against the winner of BioIce and Wayne. BioIce took down Riser. GG. Did go to the ace match. I was having a really hard time calling who would be favored there.